Dick Morris joins us once again, the presidential political strategist, the brilliant guy who helped make Bill Clinton, helped make him governor of Arkansas, helped make him a two-term president. Thanks a lot for all this, Dick. And also, you got to go to dickmorris.com. Some fantastic insight. Dick, welcome back to Newsmax. How are you?
Good, thank you. I also worked for Donald Trump. I'm trying to get him reelected, but that isn't working out perfectly.
You were very undercover about that, though, right? Very low profile.
I was not low profile. I was totally secret, as I was with Clinton for the most part. I was secret for about 6 months of that and hid from the press the rest of the time.
All right.
The deal I made with the president was that I'd work there for free, no money, but total secrecy. There were only about 6 people that knew I was there, but I had a great time. And, you know, I feel like something of a fool because we worked so hard at increasing his ratings, moving up his numbers, celebrated each point of gain. I did extensive polling right before the election. I was and am positive that we would win and that we did win. And then to have this taken away by larceny absolutely makes you feel like an idiot.
Well, Dick, let's go through it here. You feel like an idiot. I talked to you a few days ago. You were pumped up. You were revved up. And it seems like the Trump team is following your advice. You said it, I think, on election night to start going to the state capitals and making the case. And Rudy's doing that. They were in Pennsylvania, Arizona. I
called the president 2 days after the election and said this will be decided by the legislatures, and that's what you have to get moving on. I think there are 2 very encouraging developments. First is that Arizona and Pennsylvania legislatures are stepping up to the plate and holding hearings, and hopefully they'll lead to more investigation and to a decertification of the Democratic electors. The other is that the federal court judge in Georgia, after ruling one way, then the other, and then the other, finally came down, as Matt Gaetz was saying, demanding that the voting machine records be preserved, even though they have to be wiped in a few weeks because of the runoff elections on January 5th. But he said, don't touch them yet. We need to look at those to be sure that this was okay and to investigate the claims about Dominion. So Dominion has never really been litigated yet, and now it's beginning to be, and I think that's important. The other thing that I think is important is that they're focusing in Georgia on the issue of signature verification. Recounting these ballots doesn't do anything. They just take the ballot, they feed it into a machine, and the machine gives you the same verdict it did last time. The issue is who's screwing with the machine. And there's a lot of evidence that Dominion software and Smart Tech, which is part of the software, have a procedure to flip the results, to change the results. And there's a lot of testimony from people. This was a software designed for Hugo Chavez in Venezuela because he lost an election and he was determined never to lose one again. So he decided to fix the voting machines so that he could never be accused of losing an election again. And that's the election system that Georgia adopted. And I believe that that, plus the signature verification issue, could flip Georgia.
You know, every time Hugo Chavez is mentioned, the elite media, they laugh. Oh, it sounds so ridiculous. And they don't pursue it. They don't bother to look into it. They are so above this story without even checking it out. And that's frustrating me because, quite frankly, we do rely on them to some degree, mainstream media. You know, it's helpful when they do. By the way, I heard today in Arizona, 1.9 million signatures may not have been checked in Arizona. You mentioned Georgia, right. Arizona as well.
Right. Yeah, I think that's very true. Look, one of the reasons that I do this, every day I do a video on my website, dickmorris.com, because nobody's covering this election except Newsmax, this recount. And I'm determined to bring the facts to people. And you kind of feel like the sole source provider of the truth. So come to the website and sign up, subscribe. It's free. And that means I'll daily you every day with the latest views on what's going on in the election. We can still pull this out. We just have to not give up.
You know, I remember this story in 2000. Everybody was all over it, the world media. You remember that guy who was looking at the ballots? I got his picture right here on my iPad. And it was a great story. Whether you wanted Al Gore to win or George W. Bush to win. And this seems like it should be an even better story. I mean, there's more elements to it, more intrigue perhaps. But I think that it's as simple as the mainstream media don't like Donald Trump. And if he has a shot to win, they want to pretend that he doesn't have a shot to win. It's as simple as that in a weird way.
It's more than that, Greg. They are the opposition party. They are the Democratic Party. There's a two-party system, the Republican Party and the media. And you have to see them ultimately as a political party with their own candidate, their own agenda, their own platform, and their own elections. The elections are called their ratings, but they want to win the national elections for their candidate. They don't influence politics. They are politics.
And, you know, maybe if they just acknowledged it. I mean, this is an opinion-based show. I say it, I think I said it tonight. If not, I said it Friday. I'm rooting for Trump. I see the world through a conservative lens, and that's what this is. But they pretend they're neutral, and they're clearly not. And I think that's it's really dishonest.
It's part of the dishonesty of stealing this election. A huge part of it was to proceed with polling going into the election that showed that Trump couldn't possibly win, that this was a lost cause. And that was to keep Trump voters home, but it was also, in retrospect, to lay the basis for people believing that Trump lost. Those polls presaged it, predicted it, inaccurately.
Military calls that psychological operations. There's a whole area, and I think that's what they were up to here. Dick Morris, brilliant stuff. Once again, go to dickmorris.com. It really is a great resource, dickmorris.com. Thanks again, sir.
Thank you. Bless you.
You bet. You bet.
Newsmax TV is now America's fastest growing cable news channel. We give you the real news you need. So subscribe to our YouTube channel and give us a thumbs up. If you like this video, share it with your friends. Newsmax TV streams live on YouTube for free. Newsmax TV, real news for real people.